Hello, this is Motromain and welcome to the second episode of Is EvE Online for Casual Gamer. Last episode I hauled back some stuff to Amar, the stuff I had from the tutorial missions, and while I was doing this I made a fit for my first level 1 missions. This is not the fit I ended up with, because I used beam laser because they gave it to me in the tutorial, but I wanted to do more damage, and I thought the beam laser was the close range weapon, but it seems pulse laser is the close range weapon. So I bought some of them, and yeah, I fitted the ship and I did some mission. I did this mission for 1 hour, so I had a close range fit for this, the one you saw just then. The plan was to kill everything and loot everything during 1 hour to see how much money I was able to make. So to gain some time while I was fighting, I was looting the wrecks, because the enemies are orbiting me at close range. I can shoot them, I don't have to manage the range with them, and so I was hoping to make more money while looting them. And I tried to see if while doing this mission I was able to do something else. During this hour I watched the map, tried to figure out what I could do. I searched for specific places, specifically I searched for a low sec not far from Amar, where I could try and do low sec stuff, like maybe PvP, maybe exploration and stuff like that. And in the end, I'm not really efficient. Like, the mission require too much attention, not just the fact that you need to click stuff to target them and shoot them and loot the wrecks. So yeah, I was only able to do stuff while I was orbiting. So right now you can see me, I was watching the chat because this is the start of the Secret of the Abyss event, and I was searching like just what was needed to be done to get stuff, because there are rewards. I found out later that you need a cruiser to do them, so I went to do, I focused on the mission and the star map after this. But in the end I made some money. It was kind of tedious because while in the mission I had to close range with the enemies. When you start the mission, some enemies are too far away, and like here I was trying to do stuff with the map while closing the range, but because I was focused on the map they were in range and I didn't shoot. So yeah, you're losing time but not enough to do something else. So after this hour with the close range bit, I decided to try a long range ship, and it was this fit. So I replaced the newly taken pulse lasers with the beam lasers I bought on the first episode, and I replaced the recharger, it was, I think, the battery, the cap battery, but with a stasis webifier, just in case some enemies went too close, and if I have trouble killing them I can slow them down and improve my tracking. And while doing the close range run, I realized I didn't need my cap, because I think I activated my armor repairer only once, and it was just for some HP. So yeah, I think the cap battery is not necessary, at least for level 1 missions. So I put a stasis webifier on them. And so I did another run of 1 hour. While doing it, even while fighting, because I still had to close the distance at some point, so I used the time at my disposal to try and set up my overview. So I added some columns and tried to see all the stuff I could select and the different options. I know you can get pre-made overview settings, but I wanted to know what was available, and I kind of wanted to do it myself. It's not final. I'll probably have to change it later, like while I see problems with my overview. I do the modification as I go on. But yeah, for the mission, so I did a run of 1 hour. I didn't look the wrecks this time because my range is longer. I'm not close to the wrecks when I fight, and I don't want to spend the time closing in and looting them. And I only did a small amount of money with loot anyway during the first run, so I figured this would be enough. So what do I think about mission? Really think they're boring. Level 1s are kind of close, but you can see here I was doing the mission while having the overview settings in the middle of the screen. I didn't even look at the screen. You only see your overview, you click on it, you shoot, and the mission is done. So yeah, it's kind of okay for now, because like most of the time, in fact, I was traveling to go to the mission. So if you have stuff to do, you need to think a bit, and it doesn't require all your attention. You can do it, but you're losing time in the end to do what you wanted to do. Like, I would have set up my overview faster if I wasn't doing missions doing this. So I think mining is a better activity still to do stuff. Like, you go on missions because you want to do missions, or you have things to figure out that requires you to fight. If it's not the case, I think I still should mine. So in the end, I did a small recap of the money and the standing I was getting with 1 hour of each method. So in close range, I got 70k of loot, which is kind of nothing. It's why I stopped looting. And in total, counting loyalty points, I counted one loyalty point to around 1,500. I made 1,300,000 ISK in 1 hour, and with the long range fit, I did just 1 million. But it was less of a hassle to do the long range one. So it's probably a better choice if I ever want to do it again. And in standing, I got 0.18. I need to get to 1 to get the standing to go to level 2s. So it means right now I have like 0.32. So I would need to do missions during I don't know, maybe 6 hours to reach level 2s. I probably won't have the courage to do this. My hold is full, so I have to get back to the station. I never remember which one it is, so I do it like this.
Warp drive active.
And yeah, I'm not sure I'll do mission later. I'll see. Maybe if I ever reach level 2s by a way or another, I'll try it. I made a to-do list to do level 2s. I need to fit a cruiser, I need a skill plan to fly the cruiser, and I need to improve my standing, which I don't know yet how I will do it. Maybe some evening, when I'll be tired, I'll want to play EvE a bit and just shoot stuff. I'll see. Like, if I do 15 minutes from time to time, I'd probably reach level 2 one day. This might happen, but for now I have stuff to do, stuff to figure out. Because when you're trying to think, maybe if I ever do trading, when you're searching for items and you need to think between every item you look at, maybe then I'll have some time to shoot at Red Cross, but yeah, maybe I'll do it. Now that I explain how I evaluated level 1 missions, I explain how I evaluated mining. I made a spreadsheet. This spreadsheet, I put the price of every type of ore you can get and converted it in ISK per meter cube and then to ISK per hour. And it happens with my current ore yield with the ship I have right now. I made, yeah, should show it. This is my fit with 2 improved mining lasers. They're nice because their range is 16 kilometers. I have 1 mining upgrade and 1 stuff to tank, because you never know. A survey scanner, which I just used, but I don't know if it will be shown. Oh yeah, when I'm in window mode, it's kind of hard to get my UI to be functional. So you scan your surroundings and you have a list of all the asteroids. You choose what type you want and you get the amount there is in it. It's quite convenient. So with my current yield, I know I can get 3 million ISK per hour. Like minus, I have to do some trip back and forth to the station to unload my cargo, but I can make around 3 million while getting Velspar. The strange thing is, because I will be selling them probably directly to the market, the prices are not given by what the ore is giving in minerals. It's completely set up by people themselves, and I don't know why, but dense Velspar is cheaper than regular Velspar. So I have a bunch of dense and concentrated Velspar that I mined before looking at this, but now I know, so I'm mining Velspar right now. And I put the prices of every minerals, and I fetched for the formula for basically how much money I could get while refining the ore, and I get kind of half of it. Because I don't have the skills, I don't have the facilities to do it efficiently. I don't know if I have access to them or not. I just tried. I saw that I'm losing half of what I reprocess into the station. I didn't look into what I can do to improve it or not. What I know is I'm losing money if I refine. So 3 million is better than what I can get with the level 1 missions, which is another point why I probably won't do much missioning, except if I really want to get the standing. But I'm currently searching for another way to improve my standing. Maybe I'll find one. We'll see later. So firstly, for the fit, I tried to see what I could get right now and what was the best ship I could get as an alpha clone. And I saw the yield difference, which is not much. And with Python you can modify your skills and see how much more you would get. Like I think I can train mining frigate to level 4 with alpha clone, so if I get the better ship with this skills upgraded, I'd get 6 meter square per second, meter cube per second, compared to the 2 I have now, so I gain half a meter cube per second. I did this skill by skill, level by level, and I recapped this on my mining skill plan notepad. I checked the number of skill points any of these skills needed and how much money they would give me per hour, and I set a price for every skill point based on the price of an alpha skill injector. So when I will reach 5 million skill points, I won't be able to train, and I will have to pay in-game money to get more skill points. And the price of 1 skill point is a little more than 1,000 for one skill point, which is not cheap. So, for example, mining laser upgrade, which allows me to get the mining laser upgrade module, costs 1,000 skill points, which translates to a little bit more than 1,000,000, and I need 10 hours because the mining upgrade will up my yield by 100k per hour. I need to mine for 10 hours to make this interesting for me. I figured I would probably mine 10 hours in the course of the life of this character, so I did it. I took the mining laser upgrade, and I did this for every skill available for Alpha Clone, which would improve my yield. And in the end, I just went, I think, mining frigate. This is for the level 2, and I get it. I said I will mine 24 hours probably. So I trained the mining laser upgrade and the mining frigate, which I can show here. Yeah, so I got mining upgrade to level 1 and the mining frigate to level 2. And I won't go further than that, because for the rest, like getting mining 4, I will have to mine 74 hours to make it worth it, and for the other mining frigate skills levels, I will need even more than that. So in the end, I'm set up. This is the best fit regarding yield that I can get and that I will get, and all the mining skills I want to get, I have them. The other way to do it, because if I maxed out my skill points and get better modules and better everything, really. So with mining 4 and mining frigate 4, I will get a little bit more yield, which would mean money in the end. So problem is, because this character I will want to PvP, probably a lot. I will want PvP skills. So that's why these skill points injected in mining are costing me money, because these skill points I will want them on other skills. If I had another character, an alt, with whom I won't want to do anything else, I could improve my mining skills to the top without losing anything. But I won't do it for now, because it's kind of a hassle. You have several characters to do. If I feel at the moment that I'm too limited, I might create another character, and this character probably will have all the skills for mining. And because my mining is set up, I wanted to see what the mining content in the game was. I know there are mining missions and there are the resource wars, which you can access with the agency. No, these are the mining agents, which I did just a few hours ago. So yeah, you have resource wars site, and I wanted to see what they were, and so I tried them a bit, like thinking that's why I have some tank on my ship, just in case some pirates comes by or someone try to kill me. Maybe it will give me some seconds, enough seconds, so that Concord can kill them. And I have some I have 2 drones on the ship. Oh, they're here, for in case of NPC pirates coming by and annoying me. So I figured their resource war sites are mining content, so I probably can do it with this ship, and I went to try it. So I went on a site. I was trying to figure out fit for a PvP frigate, which I don't know anything about, but we'll talk about that later. So I was in windowed mode while working on Python, and I was trying to, and I expected that I it would be just like mining. You lock 2 asteroids, you mine them, and then you finish the mission. So when you arrive, you have 2 pirates on it, and one thing I didn't consider is that all the asteroids that you can see on my survey list over there, they're all small. I went back in full screen mode just to manage my drones, because I didn't thought the window would be hidden. Like when you are in window mode, all your window are moving around, and sometimes some of them are hidden in the end. And yeah, so I launched my drones against the pirates, and I expected to kill them fast, and it wasn't the case. Like, they're really tanky compared to what I can do, and they're webbing me, and they're doing some damage. Enough damage to break my tank, because I had a shield tank. I have a shield tank with this ship, and they're currently into the armor, and you can see I cannot kill them. Like, I don't know exactly why my drones are switching targets. Supposedly you have allies with you to help you, but they don't seem to be more effective than me. So I ended up losing a lot of HP, and I ran out, and when you run out you lose all the ore you had with you. So in the end I failed this site. I tried to get back there, but I failed. Because all the mining I did was lost, wasn't able to finish the mission in time. So I changed my fate a bit. I thought mining yield is not really what I need. What I need is more tank. So I replaced the mining upgrade with a damage control over there, and I added a small shield booster instead of the survey scanner. The thing is, I think to be efficient you kind of need the survey scanner, because you need to know, like with my ship, I mine 132 meter cube per cycle, and most of the asteroids are less than that. So you need, if you want to be efficient time-wise, you need to cut your mining lasers before you end the cycle, or you're losing time, because you're able to mine 130, but you only get 90 or maybe 100. If I cannot tank, this is not important, because I cannot do the mission. So being time efficient is not really a problem if you cannot do the site. And I went and tried again, this time with an active tank, and it went quite well. I still had trouble to kill the pirates, but with a sufficient tank I was able to focus on my mining to get the correct amount of ore to finish the site. But in the end, because I had to manage my tank, I had to lock a lot of asteroids, and I had to was activating the cycle every half cycle. So to ensure that I was not losing too much time mining ore that didn't existed, so all my attention was on the mission. I couldn't be in a window mode, I couldn't do other stuff, I was completely focused on what I was doing, except for, like here I'm searching for my range, my control range on the drones, which I couldn't find, so I stopped looking for it, and I did finish the site. So to finish it, you take 10,000 of the ore you took, and you put it into the ore car standing by, and that's it, the mission is done. And you get 150k for it, plus 200 loyalty points and some standing. So I did it twice and get the standing change for the corporation that do the resource war, but it didn't improve my faction standing, and I don't care about the standing of the Imperial War Reserves. I don't. except if you want to do more of these, and if they're giving you enough money, that it's interesting. But it's like doing PvE missions. I cannot do anything else, so it's not very interesting for me. And furthermore, I cannot, like, this is the best ship I'll have to mine. So probably to do level 2 or level 3 sites, you need better ships, so you need to have an active account. And regarding money, so one site, I did it in 7 minutes when I was succeeding, but you have to find it, you have to get there. So I think it's probably taking me 15 minutes to do it, and to get only a small amount of money and some loyalty points. And while I was searching for my standing problem, I was searching if I had a way while doing resource wars to improve my faction standing, and it happens that there is no way. It's completely unrelated. I saw someone wrote that the loyalty point store was crap, so I went and checked it out, and it is crap because you're spending your loyalty points and you're spending money, and the stuff you get from this money and your loyalty points has less value than the money you're giving them. So if I want to spend my loyalty points with resource stuff, I don't remember the corp name already. If I want to spend these loyalty points, I have to give money. So yeah, well, I won't do it. And the only thing you get is on some package, because you buy a package with a fit in it, a crappy fit. I think you are only level 1, no meta level. You get a skin with it, one new skin, so you can change the skin of your ship, but this skin you cannot sell it. Or at least I didn't saw any market entries for it. So if you want to have fun and change your skin, you can do some resource wars sites. But if you want money, there's no way you're doing this. So that's it. I think I'm done with resource wars. They're kind of nice if you like, because in the end, yeah, maybe not, because I was surprised by the pirates over there, and I was thrilled by it. I had to find a new fit, see if it would work or not, but now that I have the correct fit, I can do this all day and without any problem. I still have to focus on it to do it properly, but there's no challenge in it anymore. So yeah, I'm probably done with resource wars. But if you want to have a mining career and you want some more intense activities than what I'm doing right now, you can try resource wars, but you probably won't make much money from it. And lastly, I did some mining missions. So you have several types of agents you can find, and some of them are mining agents. So I found one, the first one, the closest one I could find, for level 1 mining missions, and I went there with my venture. I think it was this one, not the tanky one, the mining one. And I took some mission. I did this for half an hour, and the mission kind of what mining is expected to be. You go someplace, you mine 1 or 2 asteroids, you have 1 pirate, sometimes 2, but they're weak, very weak, and you wait, and the mission. And so only did it for half an hour because I didn't have enough time. But just maybe it's not very accurate, but I did 1 million ISK in 1 hour, and I got some standing, way less than what I'm getting with missions, like fighting missions, but it's around the same amount of money. So could be better to do it this way to improve my standing. Problem is, I'm improving my standing with another corporation, which is the HBO refinery, and I don't care about them. Like, the reason why I would want my high standing is because I'm trading or reprocessing in the station. I already saw that reprocessing was not a lucrative things to do, at least for the ore. Maybe some modules would be interesting, but for the ore, refining it is not interesting. So it's the broker fees are taken in the station where you're doing the trade, and where all the trade in the region and probably in all of Armor space is done, mostly, is in Amar, like this. And so I need my standing to be improved with the Emperor family, which is what I'm doing with my fighting missions. That's why I'm here. But that's why I was missioning for. They don't have a mining agent. Only some distribution ones, so maybe I could try to do some distribution mission later. That's probably, if they are about hauling stuff, this is something I can do while doing something else. And security agents. So if I do mining missions, we'll have I think it's every 14 missions you make, you get the storyline mission. I just had one after running some mission mining, and they gave me a small increase in my faction standing, which is different from the corporation standing. But when you have a high faction standing, you have access to all agents inside the faction. So if I reach a standing of 1 with Amara Empire, every corporation belonging to Amara Empire, I will have access to level 2 missions. So it could be a way, but you have to do 14 missions to get an improvement of 0.023, which is not a lot. So I would have to spend hours and hours missioning to get the faction, to get the standing I need, and it would only give me access to level 2 security agents, which I probably won't ever do, or maybe once or twice in a while, but it won't be an activity for me. So regarding standing, I think I'll stop trying to improve it for now. I don't even trade. I was just checking the obvious content given by the game as a new character, but now I think I'm done with this. So I continue mining. I won't sell my ore for now, because if I want to do some industry later, I might need it. Maybe I can find a way to refine my ore and get some more money with it, and I don't need the money right now. I have, with everything I did, I have almost 10 million, so I think it will be enough to buy a bunch of ship and go PvP. I haven't figured out how I will do this PvP. I could either join the factional warfare, I could join red versus blue, but I think I'm too young to do this. I have to check on the net for which people are the target of this war. It's a war between two corporations which are at war forever. And it has been set up by players to give away to PvP. So you just fight for no reason, but you train in PvP. Or the last thing I could do to find PvP fights is go to a low sec system and just roam around until I find people. But I'll have to find a fit, I'll have to decide what I'm doing, and yeah, this will be for another episode. And I forgot, in the first episode I went back to Deep Perry and I set up a sell order for cargo hold, expanded cargo hold, and they all went out in one night. So I went back there, took some of the ore over there to bring it back to Amar, and I brought 100 more expanded cargo hold that I'm selling for an even higher price than what I was doing, and I already sold 14 of them, and it's been, I think, 48 hours since I did this. So it's not a lot of money, but it's some money, and it's nice to see that some ideas are working. Yeah, and I think that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.